how many hours a day do you have? And how's it possible that some people seems to have like 250 hours every single day, and some people they are not capable of managing anything? They seem to have like 3 hours a day. How's that possible? What is the difference between somebody that has 114 companies and somebody that has nothing on his name and is not capable to manage his life? 24 hours, 24 hours. How's that possible? I just finished the event RPM method of Tony Robbins, so I'm really fresh, I'm excited. And right now I want to tell you why this method is interesting, how the event works, what are my biggest takeaway, and how can maybe you can use it to manage better your life. How you doing, everybody? My name is Mauro Lardieri. I'm a sales trainer. I'm the founder of sayhey.com. It's an AI startup that allows you to create a sales rep with AI for appointment setting. Check it out. And today I'm gonna speak about the RPM method of Tony Robbins. So I'm a big fan of Tony, to be honest. Tony is like fucking amazing. He changed my life in so many ways, and especially his live events. I study his content time and time ago, but I never get this much value from his books, right? He shaped the world of life coaching. Like, he is the top one guy. There is nobody else that is even close, right? So, but when I start doing his live events, oh my God, I get extremely angry with him. Yeah, I get extremely angry with him. Why? Because I realized that the experience of being there is the secret. The secret is not only the knowledge. Also the knowledge is the secret, but the experience is different. When you are in an arena with 15, 20,000 people and they study all the experience, all the single pieces of your timeline in a way that is engineered for you to perceive the personal change, to perceive the different lessons, to remember and incorporate, that's another thing. Like, that's another thing. One thing is to read a book and you only have cognitional knowledge about it, but you do shit. Like, you know how to do a lot of stuff. I know how to do like technical analysis for, I studied a lot of books at the time to do technical analysis for the financial market. I didn't do shit within the financial market, right? Because you need cognition level of understanding. You need emotional level of understanding, something that is connected to your emotion. And also you need the body understanding of something. Right now, if I have to do a sales call with a remote closing team, like, I know exactly what I have to do. The words that I have to use is a habit. As an emotional level, I know how to structure it in a way that when I'm going off path, my body gets the anger, the explosiveness, gets the informational knowledge that I need in order to close the deal, right? It's not about only what you know. And the live events of Tony Robbins are like world class. Imagine, like, instead of feeling like a boring event that you go there and you study with the notes, you go in a fucking transformational festival, as my buddy Rustic says, right? So you feel it, you remember everything. It's like your brain explodes by the information and the richness of that experience, that when you go out, you want to come back. Like, when you go out, you see, oh shit, this is done. When is the next one, right? And you apply stuff. So let's see what is RPM about, why this is very, very important, right? And what are my biggest takeaways. So RPM stands for Results Planning Method. So, and also for by two things, is also is Rapid Planning System and Results Purpose Map. What does it mean? The first R is about results, right? What does it mean? Results mean asking the question before you doing anything else. What is that I really want? I gotta do a bunch of stuff. Okay, but first of all, the first question that I gotta ask myself is, what is that I really want? Okay, so what is the final purpose of all this? For example, I have 50 different things to clean the house, to find new stuff for the garage, to ask somebody to cut the trees, ask somebody to come and I don't know, paint the door, to put a sound isolation system, so when I do the videos it's not a problem. All of this is a task, but the first question is, what is that I really want? What I really want, maybe, it's a house where I can do as much shit as I want. I can make as much noise as I want, where I want it. I want to look out and see the trees and the nature. And maybe all of this that I'm doing right now, in order to improve my house, is not needed. I just need to change my house, right? Maybe. So first of all, what is that I really want? Well, two. Really want. The second part of the RPM is the purpose. So results, and P is purpose. The purpose is basically the question of, I split it into two questions. One is why I want to do this, and two, why it's so important. Why I want to do this and why it's so important. For example, I want to have a house where I can do as much noise as possible, be free, look outside, and I have all my trees and the beautiful panorama. Why do I want this? I want this because for me, my house is a place where I stay a lot to record, to do meetings, to live, to do everything. So for me, I want this because I want to be free to record as much content as I want and anytime as I want, because I feel stressed if the guy upstairs is saying, hey, it's too loud, right? And I want to see outside because remember of my childhood in Sardinia, a lot of green, and I usually have a lot of stress in my life because it's good stress, I mean, but it's a lot of stress. So when I see outside, I don't want to see fucking cars. I want to see trees and nature, and I will look outside and say, wow, what a beautiful life I have. Because now the second question, why this really matters to me? Why this is so important? Because I want to have a quality of life, a high quality of life every day, not only on the weekends. I did a long time ago. And second, I really want to be free, to express myself when I want, wherever I want it. Why this is so important? Because the content that I put into the internet is my personal brand, is my knowledge, is an extension of me. And whenever fuck I want to do it, I gotta do it. This is more important than anything else, right? Now we have the R, the results, and P, the purpose. Now we have extremely clear these two things. Now we can create the M, that is massive action plan. What does it mean? It means all the list of action that I can take in order to achieve these results for this reason. Results and purpose, right? And right now you brainstorm. You go there and you brainstorm stuff. You think, okay, I can buy a new house in Guatemala. I can, rent a house. I can use another window of my house where I have maybe it's on more view. I can go once a month or once a year in Bali. What is that I really want? Okay, so now you make the list. Boom, 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 boom. Now what you gotta do is identify the action that are a must and has the highest leverage. What does it mean? For example, we need to find the action that with the 20% of effort give me 80% of the result. Okay, this is key. This is very crucial. And if I can add on top of that this is not what I say, but this is my philosophy, is to use the 95-5 rule, or maybe 99-1 rule of Gary Keller. So what is the single most important thing that I can do in order to make everything else easier or unnecessary, right? So I do all this. I do like this list of things that I gotta do, like 50 things that are possible actions, right? And identify like 2 or 3 things that if I nail this, will make anything else easier or even unnecessary, right? So I move the list, boom, 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 boom. And at one point I realized, I asked myself the question, what is the single most important thing that I can do in order to make everything else either or unnecessary, in order to get a house that is big, that is beautiful, with a window where I can see the trees and I can make noise at any time, because for me, this is crucial for my personal brand, for my life, and for my quality of life, right? So, probably, probably is to find houses in places that are not inside the city. For example, now in Barcelona, Spain, are not inside the city because they're extremely difficult to find, and move outside the city a little bit. Maybe take a car, because in Barcelona you don't need a car. Take a car and live there, and start to find those that has the budget that I want to spend, and they are in 60 minutes of car to Barcelona or to San Francisco or whatever you want to go. Okay, is this a single thing? So make the list of houses and okay, yeah, so boom, boom, boom. And why this is called massive action plan? Massive action plan because as Tony says, massive action is the cure-all. Like, there is nothing that you cannot fix in your life without massive action. Of course, the action must be right, must be 80-20. But if you take massive action with 80-20 actions, there is no way that eventually you're gonna do whatever you want to do. Zero doubt. Zero doubt. You change your approach, you see what you're getting, if you're getting what you want or what you don't want, but at the end, you're gonna get it 100%, right? So we see the 3 letters: result, planning, method. Result, purpose, massive action plan, right? Rapid planning method. They change a lot of the words, but that's the idea. First, what is that I really want? 2, why I really want and why this is important. And 3, what is the list of 80-20 action that will get me there, right? This is all the concept. And around this is not only the simple thing, but this is the concept, right? And after that, Tony has a system that you can use in paper. They build an AI, they build a software for the PC, they build a software for the phone. So it's much more complex than just this. But this is the reasoning behind everything, right? So if you don't want to take out nothing else, the next time that you end up with a task list full of stuff, stop a moment, close your eyes, take a deep breath in and think, what is that I really want from this? What is that I really, really want? Okay, and after that, what is that why I really want this? First of all, why I want this, and second, why this is really important, why this matter a lot to me. And only after that, start seeing, okay, in order to achieve these 2 things, how can I make this work? What is the list of actions? Maybe 95% of things that I have here that are not even useful to me. I'm just adding stuff on top of stuff, right? So, now that we see the overall structure, let's go and see what are my top takeaways from the event. You ready? Let's go. So one thing is crazy. Tony managed 114 companies. He is like worth $500 million. He got a huge family. He's all over the place, and he's 65. 65. Okay, what I understand from him, from all the events that I did Unleash the Power Within, Date with Destiny, Business Academy, Leadership Academy, Business Mastery is called. I did this event, Time to Rise, almost everything until now in the last 7 months. And all of, like, in every event, he's always said one thing that is very important. Clarity is power. Complexity is the enemy of execution. What does it mean? It means that if you want to make something works, you gotta keep it easy, simple. That's what I learned. That you need to have a simple, repeatable system to apply every day, every month, every week, every month, never change, right? That's why you need to have a very simple structure that can contain everything, right? That's why his work about focusing on what do you want, why do you want it, and after that, what you do in order to achieve it is key. It's super simple, super easy to understand. So one, clarity is power. Whatever you do, don't make it complex. Make it super easy, right? Second thing, sometimes we feel stress because we are, let's say, overchunked. So what does that mean? That the brain a lot of time cannot count to more than three. Sometimes our brain, what is the like 1, 2, 3, many, many finish. Like there is no 4, 5, 6, 7. Like 1, 2, 3, done. Other stuff, right? Why this is important? Because when you see a task list of stuff that you have to do, especially if it's stressful stuff, right? You know, all this list that's like, okay, my God, I have this, I have this, I have like 50 things. What really is the key is to comprehend that simple equal good, complex equal bad. So you're taking 50 things that for your brain is extremely complex, and you gotta chunk it down in categories that are easy to comprehend. So first of all, I have 50 billion things to do. Okay, what are the, let's say, 3 to 5 main group of things or outcomes, especially outcomes that I want to achieve with this? One can be remodel my house to feel better inside the house. The second thing, to be connected and educate my kids. The other two things may be to take care of my body in order to feel energetic and strong, right? And maybe the last one may be to increase the revenue of my business because I really want to level up my lifestyle and to take care better of the people in my family. I say, okay, I mean, it's fucking easy, man. That's it. That's like, I have 5 fucking things to do. Okay, now it's easy. That's why an exercise that we do into the event is to identify your 5 to 10 main categories of your life, right? For example, usually I count in 9, right? Is 3 main areas of your life: yourself, your relationships, your job or career, or your projects. 1, 2, 3. That's it. And each one of them, for me at least, is 3 areas each, right? So for relationships, one is my spouse, Alessia. We want to get married. We have the best connection ever. Is my romantic love. The second one is my relatives, family. My father, my mother, my sister, my cousin, everybody else, right? The third is friends and networking. So everybody that is not relative and is a networking. Sometimes they may fit into the family, but that's the idea, right? The new people, the association, the people that I want to contact. Boom. Myself. One is health. Health is the number one thing ever. Second is style, appearance, taking care of me, of my body, of my look, of my image, of my everything, my hygiene, my clothes, my everything that is about look and style. The third part is fun, celebration, and spirituality. Everything that is about making my emotions better. I want to feel more fun, more spiritual, more alive, right? And for the job part, here you have 3, you'll say, you're not job, but your career, your task, your duty in life, right? First of all is financial, like financial analysis, like so financial management, or how you manage your money. If you have a stock market operation, or you're just saving money for something, like all the financial part. The second part is of course your business, your job, your main projects, right? And the third part is your self-improvement and your increased level of skills and knowledge that you do with increasing skills, increasing associations, right? Why this is in the category of job, task, let's say business? Because these increase the values on the market and your ability and your leverage in order to achieve more. This is key, right? For me, that's it. There are 9 categories in life. But wait until you see this. What Tony does different than everybody else is that he doesn't tell you these are the 9 categories of your life, manage it. He tells you, find the categories. I just give you an example, maybe 9, maybe 4, maybe 12 for you, right? And give it a name that is fucking juicy for you. Something that you feel and you say, oh shit. For example, for me, one was warrior body and genius mind. And when I think, I say yes, I want to fucking do it because I have the body of the warrior and a genius mind. It's health, basically. But when I want to do it, it's like shit. Wow. For example, another one is let's say another category that I put it there. For example, for the business, I create the cash flow cartel. It's not like sales and rev-ups, revenue operation. It's the cash flow cartel, right? That I want to think about is I want to do 1 million a month this month, right? Why this is important? Because you're describing on your terms what that category means. So another part that is crucial is about language. Use the language that for your body, for you, is important. It needs to be something really, really important for you. Because for me, romantic means one thing, for you means nothing. For you means better sexy or very busy, passionate, intimate. But at the end of the day, you're targeting the emotion that you want to create and awake in yourself, right? So language is key. What do you do with these categories? Why is this so important? They are so crucial because you're gonna map out in advance all the categories that you have. For example, I have 9 personal and other 5 in the business, right? And basically decide in advance the vision and the purpose for these categories. For example, for each categories, you gotta decide what is your overall vision. That the overall vision means what is that you want. But these are categories that don't finish. It's not that like the romantic love is done, like we achieved this goal and it's done. No, it's never-ending improvement. So you gotta decide what is that you want as a vision, as an overall vision, because they always improve and become better in this stuff. The second part is decide what is your role, like who you are, what is your identity, your personality that you have during this type of activities. For example, in the romantic love, like for me is romantic power couple, the name is about being the 007 style of a guy and to be a Romeo, very sweet, very romantic, so I'm creating an identity that for me is important because first of all it's up to you who you are and what you want, right? And the third part is the purpose, why this is important to you, right? And why do you want the vision that you want. And you set up a 90 days goal and a 1 year goal. That's it for each one of these categories. Guess what? At one point, you have all the categories mapped out, and every task that comes in goes one of these categories. So clarity and simplicity is power. And once you do a little bit of job in advance like this, you will go crazy on how much it's easier to manage your life. That's crazy, right? So clarity is important. Clarity is power. So using the categories and map it up in advance is key. Now, another thing that was really important is that for Tony, basically, the number one minimum unit of time is a week. It's not a day, it's not an hour. No, it's a week. So basically, you will see that in his software, the RPM planner software, there is no way to do like a month, a quarter, a year. Like there is only days and weeks. That's it. So basically, you create a 1 year goal, a 90 days goal, and chunk it up in weeks. Boom, 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 boom. That's it, right? Because if you think about it, the week is the minimum amount of unit of time that makes sense, because Monday is different than Friday. Thursday is different than Thursday. Everything is different, right? So a year is just 52 weeks. That's it. A month is always different. A month is like one day, one time is 31 days. Another time is like 28, like in February. Another time is cold. Another, like, it's very different. But weeks are always the same. Every time, every week is the same. So for him is master your week, master your life, right? Not a day, because a day there is a limited amount of stuff that you can do. But in a week, there is a lot of things that you can do, right? This is key. Let's see what do we have next. Another thing, your life is a task, is a project. You are a project. So you need a dedicated tool to manage you, to manage me, right? And the RPM planner software is exactly that. A way, a tool, or even if you do with pen and paper, to manage your life. And for everything that is crucial, like one time I saw this interview about Jeff Bezos, right? That an Italian guy was teasing him about Marco Montemaglio was teasing him about why he didn't like build another iPad, but he built a Kindle. Like the iPad has colors, is big, can do anything inside, and the Kindle was a little bit ugly, maybe black and white. You can only read books. It's low. Oh my god. And Jeff Bezos asked Marco Montemagno, says, do you think that reading is an essential activity of life? And Marco Montemagno says, yeah, why? Every activity that is crucial in life need a dedicated tool. Marco Montemagno do like, megoglioni. Who's Italian know what would it think? That means not bad, probably. So everything that is meaningful in life needs a dedicated tool, right? This is what RPM is a tool that you use to manage all your life. This is crucial, right? So take very seriously this system. What else? Let's see if there is something else that I can put out. Yeah. Your number one enemy is living in reaction mode. Living in reaction mode is your number one enemy that crushes your life, because you're always reacting to things, you're always in a state. And there is one example that Tony does, is that this famous preach was going out to giving a ceremony, and basically there was this person that was a fake, I think was like an experiment, or maybe it was just a story, but just to let you know, that was shaking in the ground in front of the church. But since he was late, he was like, oh my god, I saved this guy, don't save this guy, no, but I'm late, I gotta go. He was in reactionary state, and he left this guy in the ground, right? What this metaphor means that when you are in reactive mode, you're not being intentional, you're not being a leader, you're not focusing on what you really want, you're making time. You are working for time. Time is not working for you. And that's exactly what RPM is making time works for you, not the opposite. Because who cares? Like, who fucking cares about the task? I don't have to do fucking task. Like, it's my fucking life. I don't have to do shit. What I have to do is what I want to do for the reason I want to do it. That's the main thing, right? So try to see the reactionary mode as an emergency in everything that you do. It's not being busy, it's not being reaction mode is the worst thing. Tony said this all the time. Losers react, leaders anticipate. That's a very good quote. What else? Yeah, and yeah. So one of the last thing is also yeah, and the last thing is really to apply this to all the organization, all to the decision tree, all the people around you. Every time anybody does something, I want to know what is that we really want. Specific, what is that we really want. Second, two questions for the second. Why do we want it? And let's say 2A and 2B is why this matters, why this is really important, right? Only when for a project we know this, now we can go on what is the task to do. I don't want to speak about a task. I want to think about what is that I want, why I want to do this. Only that, I think, ways to get what I want, that is my goal, right? And when you do this as a company, you forget about being busy, you forget about achieving the goal. And also with your employees, your collaborators, a lot of time, if you like, sometimes happened with my fiance, that she told me to do something and for some reason I forget I didn't do it, right? And when it happens is she told me like, did you do it? I told her, no, but it was not important. And only after that she explained me why this was important. And when I know why this was important to her, I immediately do it. Like, I do it and I'm a fucking sniper. Why this? Because in my mind, in my brain, I don't fucking care about things. I want to know what is important, right? So also for you, for your collaborators, for your employees, for the people around you, for your superior people around you, that maybe like you gotta lead also up in the ladder of leadership, not only down and not only around you. Explain always for a specific project what is that we really want, I really want, we really want, why do we want it, why this matters and is really important, and only after what are we going to do to achieve it. That's it. If you incorporate this mentality in everything that you're doing, I gotta go to the gym. I gotta go to the gym. Why? Like, what is that I really want? I want to feel strong. I want to move my body to have energy. I want to look good. And I want to have 1 hour a day where I don't think about anything and I just execute and stay in the moment where I feel my body. Why I want it? Because I want to feel strong and live long life. Why this matters? Because for me, I want to be able to move my kids like this without back pain. I want to be strong whenever happens. You gotta kick ass in a moment that is not easy. I want to kick ass. I want to look good so my wife can look at me and say, look at this fucking sexy man. So I'm not gonna think that she can betray me. Maybe you're gonna do it, but not about this, right? And now, what is there I want? I want to do a 30 minutes workout with this exercise to feel my back. I want to have fun with the boxing. I was a boxer, and I want to have loud music in my ears because that's what I love. I gotta do the tricep, who fucking cares? I don't want to do anything of that shit. I want to do this, right? And the good thing is that once you do it once, it's easy to repeat. Like once you have and you see the pattern that there is behind your health, I mean, it's easy to repeat it here. Like in 6 months, I want to do the same thing. Why? Because that's what I really want. So in business, so in life, so in romance, right? So right now, there is no project in our company from like today. Everything must be, what is it we want? Why do we want it? So this is my experience of the RPM method of Tony Robbins. If you like it, if you think that it was cool, put me a like and ask me any question. I can give you any question about the experience that we got. And if you don't like Tony and you don't like the RPM method, man, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're free to do anything that you want, and my offer to you will be go to a live event of Tony. Like, go to a live event of Tony. My advice is unleash the power within. It's the easiest thing, it's the shortest, it's the most fun without like too much work, and for sure you're gonna have the time of your life. Unless you're one of those boring fuckers that don't want to move from the sofa, doesn't like music, doesn't like touching people, doesn't like to do anything. Like, if you don't like to do anything, if you don't like people, if you don't like music, if you don't like knowledge, don't go. I'm sorry. But if you like music, if you like to have people around you, if you like to have fun, trust me, and especially if you are hungry to do more, to be more, to do anything that is really important in your life. You have this hunger that you gotta do it, right? If you have this, my friend, please go to an event. I'm not telling you that you will love it. You will love the energy, the excitement, and you will learn a bunch of stuff. If works for you, good. If doesn't work for you, you still had the time of your life, like a huge concert. It was like, oh my God. My advice is that when you go there, it's extremely hard to go out. Not because it's like a fucking... I was discussing with a guy that Tony Robbins is like Scientology, right? So, like, do you really know what is Scientology? Are you sure? So, Tony, the group of Tony is a business, so they're gonna sell you shit. And 90% of the time, I'm asking them to buy shit, right? Because I really want it. Second, you're gonna have a lot of fun. Third, you're gonna cry. You're gonna discover a lot of things about yourself. And fourth, this is free. You want to go? Go. You don't want to go? Don't fucking go. Everything is nice. Everything. You'd have don't think it's a cult. I don't know what even the definition of a cult is. A place where very smart people go there to be educated by one of the most talented and smart people in the world. They do good for himself. That is Tony Robbins. And he's gonna teach you stuff. You're gonna perceive like massive hypnosis that everybody says yes, because that's the purpose. You're gonna there to learn and to understand what is that you want. Everything has a science. He may act like this big personality guy, but in reality he's a fucking science. He's a fucking engineer. Everything that he does is for a reason. And after you start studying behavioral science, you start seeing how he does something, why he does something, when he does something. You start thinking, oh shit. Think for a moment. This motherfucker keep us for 4 days and for 4 nights here, and I learned a lot of stuff that right now I have in my body and in my emotions, and now I'm kicking ass more than ever. How the fuck is possible? Because there is a system for what it does. Don't think that it's only jumping shit. Like, no. Okay? So that is my offer to you. You want to go? I'm happy. And if you want to go, be sure to do it fast, because I don't know how long Tony's gonna do it. Maybe this is gonna be the last date with Destiny, I'm telling you. By the way, nobody fucking paid me to do this. Seems like a sponsor for Tony. I'm a true believer. And Date with Destiny, maybe it is the last year, 2025, that he does it in person. And Date with Destiny is like Christmas. 7 days and 7 nights with Tony, other 2,000 amazing people that you don't want to miss. Something that makes me emotional only to think about it. So maybe this is gonna be the last year, so make sure that you try at least and unleash the power within when Tony is alive, because life is not gonna be the same and the event is not gonna be the same if unfortunately he disappear or don't want to do it. So if you like this video, if you have any fucking question, drop in the comment. My name is Mauro Lardieri. I'm your AI for sales guy. And if you want to check out our AI employee that book you sales on autopilot, click here and go to sayhey.com. Let's fucking go.